Hi everybody, welcome to State of Gym Address, November 24th. This week I want to talk to you guys about mental toughness a little bit. And to do this, I looked up another CrossFit journal that I want to share with you guys. This CrossFit journal is a videotaping by Greg Amundsen. Anybody who's not familiar with who Greg Amundsen, he's kind of renowned as the original CrossFit fire breather. When CrossFit first started becoming big, he was like the first big athlete to come on the scene. And I want you to listen to what he talks about right now in this little bit about mental toughness.
What I want to do is just share with you a couple stories. And I want to give you a snapshot of the CrossFit goal setting course. I recently opened a gym in Santa Cruz, California. I moved back to my beloved Santa Cruz and I opened a gym about 10 days ago. And on Thursday I was doing a workout with the athletes. And I took them on a 1 mile run. And we were running and one of the ladies started to fall to the back of the pack. And so I went back with her and I was jogging next to her. And she was having a challenging time. She was breathing very, very hard, really striking on her heel of the foot. And she just looked like she was very uncomfortable in her body and in her mind. However, as we came around the corner and she could see the stop sign, which is where the 1 mile route would end, as soon as she physically with her eyes saw the stop sign, you know what happened? She got a huge smile on her face, she arched her back, her pose running was just impeccable, and off she raced to the stop sign. And I went up to her afterwards and I said, "What happened? You transformed as soon as you could see with your eyes the stop sign." And she said, "I know, as soon as I saw it, I started to believe in myself. I believed I could make it as soon as I saw it." And I asked her a question. And I said, "Well, although you saw it at that moment with your eyes, imagine if you could have seen it the moment you started that run with your mind, with your heart, with your spirit." And that's what it really means, my friends, to walk by faith and not by sight. We have to have so much belief in ourselves that we don't have to see with our eyes the end state, because we can see it in our mind, in our heart. More often than not, when we talk about the mind-body connection, it's in that order. We talk about mind and then body. And we understand that we can use the mind to help command the body to get it to do what we want it to do.
So the reason I'm sharing that story with you that Greg had to tell is because I think we all can relate to that lady that's in the story. I think we all can relate to being in a WOD, feeling completely beat up like a broken down puppy dog, and hopefully at some point we also can relate to being beat down like a broken down puppy dog, and then being able to muster up that mental mind focus that it takes to get through the WOD, and maybe being able to accomplish more because we were able to believe in ourselves. And if that's ever happened to you, I want you to look back and remember what you said in your mind that helped you trigger that state of focus while you were completely wiped out during the middle of the WOD. If that has never happened to you before, then I want you to think of and visualize yourself in a situation. And if it has happened before you, I also want you to think about and visualize yourself being beat up in a WOD, not wanting to go on, and saying a phrase or some type of a theme that can help get you back on track. Now, this next part of the video that Greg goes into, he talks about what triggers it for him. And for him, it's a little different focus. First, he talks about the lady having a mind-to-body focus, where she takes her mind, really focuses it on the body. He talks about how he actually has like a physical body-to-mind type trigger that happens. And guys, the point of it is, I don't really care what your trigger is. I encourage you to have a trigger and have a game plan for when those WODs come where we're going to be beat up. So here is Greg talking about his body-to-mind trigger.
That what he tapped into was the body-mind connection. Interesting, right? It's just words. We're just switching words around. Normally it's mind-body, but what he did was the opposite. He went body-mind. And what it taught me that day is that we have to be able to listen to our self-talk. And sooner or later during the course of a struggle or opposition or challenge, we may start to hear some negative self-talk. And so what do we do when that happens? Well, in the goal setting course, we do have strategies involving just the mind. But here's the lesson, my friends. When we are challenged with that negative self-talk, immediately what I want you to do is assess your posture. Look at your body. What you'll see is that you're probably not breathing deeply. I bet you that your weight's on your toes. You've probably lost your lumbar curve, right? So get back to that CrossFit default position. Get your weight on your heels, maintain your lumbar curve, and most importantly, do this. Yeah, girl, take a breath. Take a breath. Now, I'll share with you mine. I learned this many, many years ago. I was in 6th grade. I came home from a tennis tournament. I had just won my first tennis tournament. My dad was with me. My mom was in the kitchen. In my left hand, I had my tennis trophy, my first trophy. My dad brings me inside. He yells up to my mom, "Julie, Greg won the tournament." My mom says, "Get the camera." We go upstairs. My dad takes my right hand. He lifts it into the air, and I got a photograph with my right hand in the air. And so for me, during any workout or any challenge I face, all I have to do is pump my right hand in the air. And all of a sudden, I'm back, that 6-year-old kid that can do anything. And so, my friends, we are going to come up with our own posture.
So guys, whatever is your trigger, think of something that can help you get through a WOD. I've said this before a million times. One of my very favorite things about CrossFit is that what we do on the inside walls of this gym actually transfer to the outside walls of this gym. Whether that means that you're able to pick things up off the ground better, that you're able to squat better, that you just feel stronger out in everyday life outside the walls of this gym, the movements we do better our lives on the outside of this gym. I also believe that there's a mental aspect to it as well. That when you overcome physical obstacles in this gym, you are able to accomplish and overcome other obstacles, whether they be emotional or whether they be task-related out in the real world. On the outside walls of this gym, we're able to accomplish more because of what we do here. So I encourage you to get that mind focused. On another note, birthdays for this week. On Thursday, November 28th, please wish Zalanda Richardson and Tara Bullock happy birthday. On Friday, November 29th, please wish Mr. David Patterson a happy birthday. And gear needs for this week. On Saturday, we all will be climbing rope. And Saturday will be a real treat. I hope you guys can make it in. We have a heck of a workout planned for you. Saturday, we will be climbing rope if you want to wear your long sock. Guys, that is a State of the Gym address. Thanks for tuning in. Think of your catchphrase that can help get you through a WOD. And I'll see you guys all next week.